piece of bumper music right there. I'm Marky Billson. I did want to talk about the AP poll before the basketball coaches joined us, Steve Forbes in a few minutes, and then Duger Bocom at 1:30. Looking forward to tomorrow's ETSU Citadel basketball game, which, to be brutally honest with you, I'm far more intrigued by than the NBA All-Star game last night. I mean, Team LeBron, Team Irving, and all that. And it was totally about the individual in the NBA. When you do that, it used to be I say, okay, I'm a Hornets fan, so I'm going to root for the East. You had at least that with an All-Star game. Some sort of representation. Now it's, Adam Silver talking about televising the draft. Well, of course they should. Of course they should. That goes without saying. But, another sport, the media says, it finally got to their senses. And Pete Fox, top of the hour, says, the fans are getting what they want. Total. And the NBA gets kid gloves, the NFL does not. Anyway, but let's talk about college basketball in the AP poll. This is the thing. Virginia still is number 1. Duke is now number 6. They rise back up into the top 10. North Carolina is number 10. Cincinnati, who lost to Houston on Thursday, and at ETSU won on Monday, a week ago, UNCG. They still have the longest winning streak after beating Western Carolina, despite 22 turnovers, on Saturday. Then ETSU would have had the longest winning streak in the country, of mice and men. UNCG pull the trigger? I mean, what in the world, right? Anyway, but the Cincinnati Bearcats fall to number 11 after their loss to Houston. Cincinnati, I said number 11. Tennessee, number 19. They haven't played well, losing this past weekend to Georgia in a game that I think a lot of people thought they were going to lose, to tell you the truth. Middle Tennessee State is now number 24. How about that? And ETSU, despite suffering that loss to UNCG, they still get 1 vote in the top 25. So there you go. What should I do? I think we got that. Just to sum up the idea on the limited visits in baseball, let's just look at that.
Commissioner Rob Manfred had insisted there are going to be rule changes with respect to pace of play. Starting this season, teams will be limited to 6 visits to the pitcher's mound without a pitching change during the course of a game by a manager, coach, or other player. Another new rule reduces the time between innings and pitching changes. For now, there will be no pitch clock, although Manfred is still open to limiting the amount of time between pitches. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great if it got get ball, pitch ball by pitchers. We've even had a circumstance, though, I think is quite telling, and you can listen to the interview with Daniel Norris on Wednesday, where I mentioned Norris of Johnson City is the slowest worker in the big leagues, 27 seconds between pitches on average. And I told him this, and his was, oh, really? I didn't know that. So, the commissioner can tell there's a big problem there when he doesn't even know that. And I'm looking here at what we have. I don't know if I should be playing Miguel Cabrera. Let's do that. For Daniel Norris fans, this should inspire you to go over there. Let's hear what Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers, he thinks that the Tigers, who of course were awful last year, are different this year.
I feel totally different when I go to school last year. I feel like I'm ready to go. I feel like I can do everything in the field. I don't do too much, but what I do when I'm doing good and healthy, I do my best.
You see this right here, the baseball preview? This is Street and Smith's. Miguel, Daniel, we're rooting for you here. I mean, absolutely. They got you picked to finish last. I mean, Anyway, just talk about that here for a second. It is Daytona 500, and I do want to talk about this. Austin Dillon shoving Almirola out of the way. You hear about that? Of course you did. You watched the race yourself. Eric Almirola living to the legacy of the number 3 that was on his Camaro. Guess it wasn't a Monte Carlo or a Lumina or something like that Dale Earnhardt used to drive, but you get the idea. Camaro in their first official race, they win it. Now that's something to discuss. This is Austin Dillon talking about that Camaro.
I tell you, just a good help from behind, that ECR engine from Darrell Wallace in the 43. It's pretty cool to see the 3 and the 43, 1 and 2 tonight. Man, the guys worked so hard on this car, and my grandpa didn't want us to run this car as our backup. I said, I just feel comfortable in this car. I can move good with it. And we moved through all the wrecks today and ended up coming home the Daytona 500 winner.
Okay. He pushes the 10 car out of the way. It is a quintessential NASCAR moment in a race in which I think with all the crashes, there are some purists who are saying, we don't want that. I did think, it's my criticism of restrictor plate racing. I think you bunch all the cars together, this is going to happen. I would like to see, I don't think that restrictor plate racing makes it a safer race in all this. But anyway, you heard Austin Dillon speak of his grandfather there, Richard Childress. Of course, he was, involved with best friends with Dale Earnhardt and such. So Dillon having a sense of NASCAR history, which I think is great, and talks about it here.
Daytona has a way with just making memories. This place makes memory after memory, and they're life-changing memories. And I was fortunate to be in Victory Lane 20 years ago, and I'm here again, but I'm driving. This is awesome.
And, nobody 2 laps before the ending could have seen Austin Dillon winning, including Austin Dillon.
I never really thought about it until we took the lead about having a shot to win. I knew we were in a good spot if I could get a push down the backstretch, and heck, we went down the backstretch, had a run, went low, the 43 went low, and I just had more momentum than he did, and caught him, and it turned him, but heck, we won the Daytona 500. We're here, sitting here now.
That he did.
I just want to thank the good Lord above. I mean, I did what I had to do at the end. I hate it for the 10 guys. We just had a run, and I stayed in the gas. It's what it is here at Daytona. But it is so awesome to take the 3 car back to Victory Lane 20 years ago. This was for Dale Earnhardt Sr. and all those senior fans. I love you guys. We're going to keep kicking butt the rest of the year.
It was also a good day for Bubba Wallace, who got real emotional finishing second at Daytona.
I just try so hard to be successful at everything I do, and my family pushes me each and every day, and they might not even know it, but I just want to make them proud. And second is horrible, but it's still a good day. But yeah, I just love my family and having everybody here, from my mom, my sister, my uncle, everybody here just means a lot. Next question, get me off this subject.
Second is horrible. I love it that he's still focused enough even as he gets emotional. And again, thank goodness it was Bubba Wallace getting emotional. Danica Patrick, had she had a similar reaction, I don't think it would have worked out as well for her by any means. And perhaps that is unfortunate. But, hey, she's still strong. And I think that she's going to have some presence here, certainly coming forward. Run the last Indy 500 for her in her career. But I think she's still going to have a big auto racing presence. I think Steve Forbes has a chance to have a presence in the NCAA tournament for the second straight year. I'll talk to him. The head basketball coach, men's basketball of ETSU, coming up next on Tri-City Sports Now.